Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network and iHeartRadio. Welcome to Hunting for Answers, a true crime podcast. I'm your host, Hunter, and today we're highlighting a case out of Douglas, Georgia. On the evening of March 17, 2010, a 32-year-old mother of four was inside the business where she worked along South Madison Avenue. At some point, between 6 and 7 that night, something happened inside that store. And the violence inside was not discovered until later that evening. When authorities arrived, the business was closed, the doors were locked, and inside, they found a woman who had been fatally wounded. For years, her family was left with questions. The case remained unsolved. But more than a decade later, investigators say forensic evidence helped move the case forward. This is the story of Sandra Latrail Robinson. Sandra Latrail Robinson was 32 years old. She was a mother of four children. And on March 17, 2010, she was inside the business where she worked, a small store known as the Prepaid Superstore in Douglas, Georgia. The store was located along South Madison Avenue. To her family, Sandra was more than a name in a case file. She was a mother, a daughter, and someone they expected to see again after work that night. Her son, Trey Robinson, later shared what he remembers most about his mom. "My mom was a comedian," he said. "She liked to have a good time. When I think about her, it's always the smallest things that get me a little emotional. Now all we have left is memories." Investigators later said they believed the attack happened sometime between 6 and 7 p.m. inside the business during operating hours. According to the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, Sandra suffered multiple sharp force wounds. The exact circumstances of what happened in those moments have never been publicly detailed. But at some point during that time window, Sandra was attacked inside the store. Early reports say Sandra's boyfriend became concerned when he was unable to reach her. At 7:15 p.m., he called 911. When officers responded to the business, they found the store was closed and the doors locked. When police entered the building, they discovered Sandra inside. Investigators quickly realized they were dealing with a homicide. The GBI was called in to assist with the case. From the beginning, investigators worked to piece together what may have happened inside the store. The business had been open during the time authorities believed the attack occurred, which meant the store was open to the public at the time. Investigators interviewed potential witnesses and collected evidence from the scene. But many details about that evidence were never publicly released, and investigators did not publicly confirm a motive. As days turned into months and months turned into years, the case remained unsolved. Sandra Robinson's family continued to live with the loss of a mother and a loved one who never returned home from work. Over the years, investigators continued to revisit the case. Evidence was re-examined, leads were reviewed, and the GBI kept the case listed in its unsolved homicide files. A reward was offered for information that could help identify the person responsible. But for many years, no arrest was announced. Her son, Trey Robinson, has spoken publicly about his mother's case in the years since her death. Reports say he said the loss of his mother motivated him to pursue a career in law enforcement, hoping one day to bring answers to other families still waiting for justice. For years, the investigation appeared to have few public developments, but investigators continued to review evidence. And in some older cases, new forensic technology can sometimes create new leads. More than 15 years after Sandra Robinson was killed, authorities announced a major development. In March 2026, investigators said an arrest had been made. A man identified as Willie James Jr., age 58, of Wayne County, Georgia, was charged with murder, malice murder, and aggravated assault in connection with the case. Investigators said forensic evidence helped move the investigation forward. Investigators also said Willie James Jr. was known to Sandra and had been at the store before the killing. The arrest marked a major development in a case that had remained unsolved for years. However, as with any criminal case, these charges are allegations. The case will continue through the court process, and he is presumed innocent unless or until proven guilty in a court of law. For Sandra Robinson's family, the announcement represented something they had been waiting for since 2010. Progress after years of questions, years of uncertainty, and years of keeping Sandra's memory alive. Authorities say the investigation remains ongoing, and they continue to ask for tips from the public. Anyone with information about Sandra's case is urged to contact the Georgia Bureau of Investigation Regional Office in Douglas. Tips can also be submitted online through the See Something, Send Something mobile app or anonymously. Contact information can be found in the show notes below. Our thoughts are with Sandra Robinson's family and loved ones. As we close out this episode, remember that sharing her story helps support the continued search for answers and the effort to hold those responsible accountable. For updates and more cases, follow Hunting for Answers. You can also connect with us through our Facebook group and find us on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Reach out if there's a story you believe deserves attention. Thank you for joining us for another episode. Until next time. Hunting for Answers is a production of the Black Effect Podcast Network. For more podcasts from the Black Effect Podcast Network, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.